And we're live. Hey friends, happy Saturday. How are you? I know I didn't announce this live stream, but I had an idea yesterday that's really good about keeping people accountable to their health. And I wanted to come on here and share it with you because it was so powerful. And I'm like, oh, that's something that we need in regards to health. So this live stream, we're taking a little deviation from our live stream series on the power of leverage and scalability, freedom. We'll do that one tomorrow, part 3. Welcome from a chilly day in Wisconsin. I've got my beanie on. We've had some lows in the 30s here. No me gusta. I don't like that. But it is fall. And since we don't have snow yet, I guess I gotta count my blessings. So how are you? Hello from a beautiful Saturday here. It is beautiful, gorgeous day. How you doing? So we're going to talk about health accountability today. And I posted a few, if you've noticed, I've been posting more and more about health. Maha, being responsible and accountable to one's health, educating oneself. And it seems to be really resonating with a lot of people. And I thought it would because there is a big movement of awareness of people taking their empowerment and health sovereignty back into their own hands for themselves and their families, which is something that I fully support as part of my own mission with Maha, Make America Healthy Again. It's more like make Earth great again. That's what's happening right now. So many people are waking up, and it's amazing. And I woke up this morning. I just finished a 3-day fast. Have you ever fasted? It was good. And I made 3 amazing dishes. Yesterday I was posting about the types of food. If you saw my last post about a lot of people think that diet food compared to junk food, fast food, sugary, salty, fatty food, that a lot of processed food that people can consume, that dieting is actually eating whole foods, real foods. Like, what I eat, which is almost all vegetarian, not quite, about 90% for my own reasons, mostly just my digestion does not like meat. However, I do like seafood and a little bit of chicken, turkey sometimes, but mostly no meat. I cut out coffee, cold turkey now going on 3.5 months. And no meat, and I eat pretty clean. And I have taught my taste buds, I've trained my taste buds. If you saw that post, I'll drop it in here so you can see. I've trained my taste buds to crave the good stuff, to crave what my body needs for nourishment. And it's so awesome that I have my cousin's farm half a mile down the street. We have a huge garden, lots of growth, indoor and outdoor growing of herbs and fruits and vegetables, and what a blessing. So people can grow their own sustenance, and I highly recommend that too. And I have trained my taste buds over the last 6 years to crave only what is truly real and whole and nourishing and good for me. And it was funny because I was on a flight back here from LA, and they were passing out a snack mix or something, cookies, something on the flight. And I had a little bite of the cookie and the snack mix, and I was like, I had to spit it out. Like my taste buds revolted against this non-food, this fake food. And I was like, ew. Because it was like, when it hit my taste buds, whatever the snack mix was, it was such high salt and fat that my taste buds were just, repulsed by it. I know that's gross. Why are you spitting out food on the plane? But it was my, reaction. And the same with the cookie. It's just overly sweet. And I have trained myself to focus on just the natural, like fruits and vegetables, very low sodium. I cook extremely clean. And that's what I desire. Like, I really crave the good stuff. And so it's amazing when someone offers you something that's what most people eat, especially in the United States, the sad American diet, right? Standard American diet, sad. It is sad, and it's what the kids are eating, which is unfortunate. Hey Wolf, how are you? Say hi, where are you joining from? kind of a surprise live on health. On a cold day, I'm sitting outside on the deck here, and somebody offers you something that you're not used to eating. Your taste buds revolt, they're repulsed, they say, no, I won't. They offer you something very sugary. And so if you look at that meme, I'll put it in here. On the right side, it's fast food, processed food, sugary food like donuts and chips and fries and burgers, like, you know, like really like tons of fat, salt, and sugar. And that's what they do. They pump all of that to the nth degree. And so people's taste buds get used to only consuming this fake, altered, contrived, fake food, and that's all they want. Like, I could not even eat a bag of chips these days, or a gross donut from the store, or, you know, McDonald's. Hell no. Hell no to fast food. Oh my goodness. And you would not catch me dead in a McDonald's. I mean, that's what it's doing to people. So you go in there, and if you're eating somebody's house, or you don't want to be rude, and they offer you something, and it's just like, whoa. And on the left side of the picture is whole, clean, real foods, nutrition. And so I'm glad you guys like that meme. We're going to be posting a lot more about health here. And it's resonating, and that makes me happy. So, yeah, yesterday I just finished, or today finished a 3-day fast, and I've saved a lot of my fresh juices. This is like pure cellular health right here. My cells are dancing with joy. This is a lot of beets straight out of the ground from my cousin's farm, and apple, celery, carrots out of the ground also that I picked. Apples right off our trees. We have pear trees, apple trees here. High octane Amie. Are you a juice fan? Highly recommend it. Your cells will be happy. They'll dance with joy. You'll feel so much like incredible clean energy, and you know, a lot of stuff that needs to get cleared out is going to get cleared out. Hey, Sean, how are you? Yeah, say hi. Where are you joining from? It's getting warm here. Take off my beanie. Give you a quick little view. This is au naturel. Just how I like it when you see me when I'm out traveling the world. I mean, I usually don't wear makeup anyway, but no makeup, no jewelry. That was fun to get rid of. Just being me, being natural. I don't know how the girls do it that take 2 to 3 hours to get ready in the morning. How do they do it? That's 3 hours of precious life force just getting ready. You wonder how long it takes for me to get ready? Kind of sideline here. So I had more time, precious life force to go create and generate all the amazing things that I'm creating. I take like less than 5 minutes to get ready. I don't care. I love having more time to be of service, to create and go live and experience and expand and grow, and not spend all my time in the bathroom. I have a girlfriend, you're a girlfriend of mine. Every time I would come back from like have a month in the USA, when I'm out traveling the world, I would be living in Asia, Europe, Africa on my expeditions and treks. You see my videos, like no makeup, man. I look rough, and I like it that way. Is this me sharing my heart from my heart to yours, vulnerably, raw? I learned not to give so many shits about what people think about me. Really let that one go. And just to be completely at peace and loving with myself just as I am. I have a girlfriend that I would see when I'd come back to the US from all my travels, and I'd go visit her, and I did not like her husband, by the way. Not at all. And if she ever wanted to go out in public, even as much as like, I'm like, hey, let's go, I'm visiting, let's get a cappuccino and a pedicure and a manicure, you know, let's just go for a little walk, something fun, we'll catch up. Her husband, in reality, he would make her put on full hair makeup, dress up, like massive makeup. She had to have at least 150 grand worth of jewelry on, plus her ring, which was, I think, 50 plus. diamond. She had to wear that much just to be allowed to go out of her house. Hey John, how are you? Welcome. Say hi, where are you joining from? We got Florida. We got Sean in Washington. Wolf, I don't know where you are. Share where you're joining from. Crazy here. And whenever I would come over, she would be like, hey, Amie doesn't wear jewelry. Amie doesn't wear makeup. She looks rough. I want to go out looking like that with her. And so he'd be like, oh yeah, Amie's here. Well, she's kind of like an anomaly. So yeah, you can go out looking regular. So she loved it because she didn't have to do the whole hair, makeup, wardrobe, 150 grand plus. I had like 200 grand of jewelry on just to be allowed to go outside. And yeah, they're not married anymore, but I was like, her permission slip to be herself. Imagine that, right? And it feels so good, you know, whether you're a guide and you just, maybe I don't want to shave for a month or put on all the suits and ties and you just want to keep it real and enjoy that extra time, precious life force that you have to go spend time learning something new, growing, being of service, give something. I remember my sister and I were traveling through Thailand on filmmaking adventures. We had one of our girlfriends join us. Hey Rick, how are you? Welcome. And this was funny because this is like a telltale sign for me that I am a really better solo traveler. I mean, my sister and I are compatible. I will give her that. She can mobilize on a dime. Erica, props, shout out to you. We're compatible travelers. I'm better off traveling solo. So anyway, we had a girlfriend join us and we were traveling all over Thailand for almost a month. And we had a lot to do, especially because we were doing filmmaking projects. And so my sister and I would get up and I'd be like, can you be ready in 5? And we need all the equipment, gear, everything ready to go, what you need for the day. And she's like, done, 5 minutes. And then we go to my girlfriend and she's lazing around and she's like, oh no, I want to put hair, makeup, jewelry. It's going to take me at least an hour, maybe longer. And we're like, no, this is not compatible. You know, it takes 5 minutes, 2 minutes to be out the door. I know guys that take hours to get ready. So I really appreciate people who can just be themselves, that are cool with themselves, at peace, not having to garner approval or look a certain way, just completely be themselves exactly as they are, you know, and especially ones that don't waste time doing that. And I know that's a little bit of a judgment, wasting time. To me it is. So back to the subject of health, which is the whole concept here. So yesterday I had this really profound idea and I wanted to share it with you. And that is, so many people go through life. You know those memes that I've posted where it says there's a whole line of people, presumably unhealthy, overweight, obese people in line for the quick fix or Ozempic, or I know the things I'm supposed to be doing, but I won't do them. And that's the whole line of people. And then the other line is like, you know, natural ways to be healthy and build your immunity, eat good foods, rest, exercise, you know, no-brainers. But then there's nobody in that line. Work out. Okay, so you see me post these. You've probably seen these going around. I'll post a few in here when I'm done with this live. It's like there's a lot of people, that is a mass majority, that are eating like on that meme I posted, the right side of the meme, which is fake food. It's fast food, processed chemicals, microplastics, full of fat, and fatty, sugary, salty crap. And it is no wonder, plus they're sedentary, they're not exercising, they're probably having poor sleep because their nutrition is dismal, you know, and they're pouring pills down their throat. Not sleeping well, that's a big one right there. Not exercising, huge. Nutrient deficient, that's actually most people, and they don't even know it, even if they make the effort. And we'll be talking more about that in the future. The near future, nutrient deficiency and how to fix that. So it's not as if the information is not available. It is everywhere you look. It is teeming on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, all the different natural ways to transform one's health. to get healthy, to live longer, to improve longevity, not be the first one in the wheelchair or the rest home, right? Who wants a future like that, especially if we're living longer, but living worse? Not I. I'm going to be 49 this spring, and I'll tell you what, I'm just getting warmed up. My epigenetic age is that in my 30s, maybe my 20s. I am healthier and stronger with more stamina and vitality now than I was in my 20s. And I think some of you as well. You're reversing the aging process. So know that it's possible, and many are already doing it. However, I don't know if it's just apathy, laziness, maybe some of both. I'm not going to say ignorance, because there's too much information, at least in the Western world, out there at everyone's fingertips, blatantly in their face, biohackers galore, on how to reverse the aging process, how to get healthy, how to change, and at least how to start eating better, move your body, like some basic things, but people don't do it. You know, like I was saying, they have trained their taste buds, or innocently by programming. I'm not even going to say innocently, that's choice. People always have a choice with what they put in their mouth or don't. You know, train themselves to crave the worst. And so when they stick a raw carrot in their mouth, or a piece of celery, or eat a whole food meal with no crap in it, it's like a shock to them, because their taste buds are now trained to only want crap. Now, I've done series before on how to retrain your taste buds, and it's actually easier than you think, and especially when it comes to kids. On the biophotonic scanner, I have scanned adults, families, children, and this is what spawned my idea, so I'll get right to the idea with you. I have scanned so many people. We'll call it the health lie detector test. In 30 seconds, it tells you, with a scan to your skin, your hand, your carotenoid level in your body, basically, are you protected against disease, illness, oxidative stress with your antioxidant level? It's giving us a story, an accurate, scientifically accurate story of exactly what's happening in your body, nutritionally. And it gives us a score, A, B, C, D, F. And I have scanned so many people that are coming at F minus, basically walking corpse if they don't make changes, and I give them solutions. It's never just about, here's the news. I always provide solutions on how to raise their score and get healthy, especially with kids. You know, and I remember there was a couple acquaintances that I had that desperately wanted to get scanned, and they were in a different state, and they kept bugging me on my phone. I'm like, why did I give them my phone number? I got like 25 minutes worth of audio notes of them telling me everything wrong with their health. And I'm like, so thank you for sharing. And are you in enough pain and suffering to actually make some changes? Because that's the thing. A lot of people are addicted to their pain body. They've made the story of it. Now it's their identity. And they're addicted to sharing the bad news about their health and unwilling to make any changes, because that's who I am, the sickly person. Oh, please give me attention. I'm the victim, right? No, you made those choices. I don't know, I come off mean mommy sometimes, but it's out of love. I want this person to live a good, healthy, long life of vitality and not die early or in pain or suffering or in a wheelchair or rest home far earlier than they have to. And that comes with being honest. And I have no problem being honest with people out of love. And Rick says, lots of bad decisions, I think. Yes, that's the thing. It's a choice, and choices can be changed in one instance. If that person's inspired enough to make change. So anyway, I got a litany of, this is what's wrong with me. Yes, I want to make change. So I found an operator, scanner operator for this person and another. They drove quite a distance to get scanned, and then they found out they were like D- and F-. And that was shocking for them. Those two women. And immediately they were like, whoa, this is not good. And I consulted them and we talked about making different choices, different options, performance-based supplements that were proven and guaranteed to raise their score to an A quickly, which would mean their whole nutritional health, what's happening on the inside, affecting all their protection against disease and illness would change. And then that would affect, like a domino effect, everything else happening in their body, the problems. We've seen so much reversal, and it's possible. The stories of reversal, and I'm one of them. Hi, Cassie. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for the stars. Cassie. I'm sorry, Rick, sorry, I can't really read your whole message there, but I'll take a look at it when I'm done here. Thanks for the stars, Cassie. So, at the push came to shove, they were shocked with their failing scores of health. They knew they were in trouble, and they would not make any changes. I've scanned kids that are F minuses, and their parents won't make changes. And that's a very unfortunate, phenomenon, because it is the parents who are the leaders of the pack. The leaders, and leading by example with nutrition and supplementation and exercise. And if the kids see lazy parents, sedentary parents, who do not take care of their health, do not eat well, do not properly supplement, hydrate, their nervous systems are unregulated and they're scattered and in stress all over the time. Stress is a huge killer. We know that. Cassie says, hey sis, great content. Oh yeah, I can see you doing live streams on this too. I scanned 4 kids. I'm not going to throw them under the bus and say who they are, but 4 kids aged 5, 8, 10, and 12. And you know what they came in at? I mean, this was shocking to them. And for about a week, they actually wanted to make some changes, but they had no leadership from their parents, who were very, very poor examples, no examples for health, really. Truly. That's, where the leadership and the decisions and the structure must come. It must come from the parents. Like, if you've ever seen that show, Dog Whisperer with Cesar Millan, he calls out the owners of dogs. I'm not translating dogs to kids, so just hang on with me. Hang on. But he says, it is the parents' responsibility, the owner's responsibility of the dogs. If the dogs are acting out and being crazy and ripping things up and peeing on the carpet and barking and doing all these naughty things, the fault lies in the owners, not the dogs. Because the owners should have been being the example and the leaders of the pack, putting that structure and discipline in from the very get-go. So basically, they come out with unruly, feral dogs. And so I say the same with parents. You've got feral children whose health is like declining. And we see this in so many kids, obese, sickly children. And I hold the parents responsible for it. There, you heard me say it. So these kids came in. The 5-year-old was a D-. 5 years old, D-. The 8-year-old was an F-. He got the lowest score that we can actually give. The 10-year-old was like a D-, D-, and the 12-year-old was an F. So not much better. And so of course they wanted to know, well, how do I, and so I knew their parents would not invest in supplements, and that we do have supplements that are made for children through specific drinks that will raise their score, and supplements made for children and teens as well as adults. I knew they would not invest, because that's not the type of people they are. They're going to bang the drum of, the definition of insanity, wanting something different but doing the same damn thing over and over again. But unfortunately, it's affecting their children's health. So I told them the things that I could. Eating more fruits and vegetables. We're supposed to eat 10 to 12 a day. Who's doing that? Organic. Who's doing that? Are you a rabbit? You can't eat 12 servings of fruit. You'll be like a gorilla, like eating all day long. I don't think there's enough room in our stomach to eat all that. I've tried. And I already eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I juice and smoothies. It's almost impossible. Plus, the depletion of what we have in our fruits and vegetables now, you have to eat 33 oranges nowadays compared to the 1950s to one orange to get the vitamins. Did you know that? Who knew that? 33 oranges in today's world because it's so depleted. And I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole, but maybe I will later. Another live stream. That's saddening. That should be shocking to you. You think that you're getting some vitamins when you eat a tangerine or an orange, but it's minimal. It's minimal. And so it is no wonder we are a sickly society, especially Americans. And that 70% of Americans do take supplements, but most of them, and all of that 70%, 100% of that 70% does not know if their supplements are working, and they cannot prove it. But we can with the biophotonic scanner. And that's what I scan those kids, those people. I scan them because I actually want to shock them. I've had some arrogant mofos come in, man. Oh, guys in their 60s, 70s. I do this, I do that. So ego. I'm going to score up here. And I know what their diet is and their lack of supplementation. And I'm just like, zip it, Amie. Don't say anything. Just let the scanner tell them the truth, right? And they scan and they're like walking corpses. F-. And they can't believe it. I'm so shocked, Amie. I can't believe it. And I'm like, zip it, because I'm like, in my mind, I already knew that. But it took something like this technology to show you the truth. And so who decides after that? And so back to the kids. For a week, those kids that scored so low were like, we're going to exercise more. We're going to drink more water and eat fruits and vegetables, less crap food. But because the parents' example did not show them how to do that for a long-term basis, they fell off the wagon right away. If I scanned them again, they'd probably be the same or worse. And I've seen how they eat sugar, sugar, sugar. They've got cavities. I mean, this is the fate. I mean, you see me, like, it makes me sad. I was walking up the hill, and there was a little, like, 9-year-old boy in front of me, obese, could not even breathe walking up a very simple hill. And I was just like, it makes me sad, because that's his parents doing. You know, his parents need to be the leadership, the guidance, the responsibility and accountability to health. And so the thing is, I'm not going to let parents off the hook, because there's too much information out there available. It is everywhere you look, for free. And if you give up the crap food and the fast food, which is expensive, by the way, you're paying for expensive crap that's going to harm one's body. I'm not saying you, I'm saying people. And the junk food and the sugar and the salt and the fat. You know, there are places, like I've seen dollar stores in certain places in LA that actually have organic produce. So if someone's on a budget, you could find one of these stores, or go, you know, find friends that have ample gardens and will give you for free. Or even if it's not organic, you know, it's how important it is to live. I mean, that's the question. So here's the idea that I had yesterday that I wanted to share with you, because if this doesn't exist yet in the marketplace, somebody needs to create it. And if it does exist, I haven't seen it, not to this capacity, but it's a great vision. So thinking about these kids that I scan whose parents won't do anything to change the score. Imagine what's going to happen to these kids 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line if they make it to 40. Okay, that's another thought. Like those girls I scanned that were like D and F, but nope, they're in their 60s, not willing to make any changes. What is life going to look like 5 years from now when you don't change? And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying one in general. In 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years, what's going to happen? What are you going to look like? What more illnesses and problems are you going to have? What incapacitant to life is going to be stripped from one? maybe more surgeries, more pills from the hospital, from Big Pharma. It could be a wheelchair, it could be bedridden, maybe in a rest home, or having to have someone take care of them. These are things to think about. If one does not make change, and it's very alarming for kids, really, if they're starting off their life in their most pivotal years, 4 to 8 years old, where the brain's forming, like everything is just so potent and powerful for a kid at that age, and they're extremely nutrient deficient and dehydrated, this of which I blame the parents for. What is the life expectancy and vitality and stamina and vibrancy going to be for those children? Isn't that sad when you think about it? I mean, it's not going to be what the parents had thought. And the kids, unfortunately, because they don't have the parents' leadership and responsibility, are the ones that are going to suffer. If we can somehow bypass ignorant parents or lazy parents, apathetic parents, and teach children, boy, I would sure love to find a way to do that. Get around the parents that aren't being the leaders and the teachers. Or if they're willing to learn and actually make change, I would love to see parents step up. So what if there was like an AI app that was so accurate with video and picture and going into one's like total life and health details, all of it, like just completely like jump into that person and know everything about their lifestyle, their habits, their nutrition or lack thereof, their sleep patterns, exercise or not, hydration. If they were able to like measure someone at, you know, even down to like, what if this person has a proclivity or, you know, some type of gene running through their family, although we are not victims of our DNA. We can also change that too, for cancer, or they've had cancer before, or they're struggling with this or that, and maybe they do drugs, like they do a lot of drugs, or they smoke, or they've got a sweet tooth, or they completely stress out and they live their whole life in an unregulated, scattered, stressed out nervous system state. And they're able to measure all of that, take that whole person's blueprint, and then show them, this is what your life is going to be like in 5 years, and that will age them to show them exactly what they look like 10 years, 15 years, if some of these people even make it that far, what disease and illness they have, what problems, what, you know, less capabilities, less mobility, even down to lifestyle and relationships. Your husband's going to leave you because of this, or, you know, you have less of a sex life, less of an outdoor life, you know, friends, going out, doing things, social life, less capacity to think because your brain is starved. Maybe you're losing your hair, you're full of age spots and wrinkles, you're declining really fast. Hey John, how's it going? And it shows this person exactly, if they continue on their exact same path, their blueprint that they have chosen to live, a lack of health, and the stress, and no exercise, or poor diet, or all those things, right? No or poor supplementation. What they're going to experience and look like as accurately as possible, to be like a punch in the stomach in a really, you know, loving way, to wake someone up. I was like, would that wake people up? What do you think, Cassie? Would that wake someone up if they had such an accurate blueprint of someone's health to show them what they would look like in 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, if they continued on that same path and did not make any changes? And imagine what that would be for kids, right? For children, especially children on this path whose parents are not helping them make those good, you know, habits and patterns with their health. By the way, cheers. My beet juice, apple, carrot, celery from the farm. Happy cells, dancing for joy. And I wonder, like those women in their 60s that scored D and F on their health lie detector test when I had them scan on the biophotonic scanner. I'm like, would that wake them up? Would that would that do it? If they got plugged into this AI app that showed them exactly like, you're gonna be sorry, like you're gonna be on the way out, like checking out of life early by your 70s if you do not make changes. And not only show them like a very shocking profile of exactly what they would be looking like, feeling like, how their life has declined in every possible way, more disease, more illness, less capability to live life so vibrantly. Would that do the trick to shock someone into or out of apathy or laziness to make changes? Hi Rakesh, namaste, thanks for joining. Say hi, where are you joining from? You guys are really quiet. Rick and Cassie, thanks for commenting. I don't know. And does something like this exist? Does this AI app exist? And if it does, tell me about it. And if it doesn't, someone make it. Because this could be a really useful tool to, pardon my French, shock the shit out of people in the best possible way, to wake up and realize they are going to have a life, or their kids are going to have lives far diminished and less longevity. So I would say diminished life, decreased lifespan, and not be able to step fully into the beauty of life and live life from its full vibrancy, and being able to contribute and have families and do all these amazing things that we came here to do, right? So I was thinking, wow, someone needs to make that app. And I would love to use it for people. I would be such a great evangelist for this, because sometimes it does take that really shock, that slap in the face, that punch in the stomach, whatever it is. I'm not a violent person, I'm just saying, like, metaphorically, to wake someone up. And if they were able to look at this and say, whoa, I have not been making good choices about my health and body, and I don't want to end up like that, so I will choose differently now, and give them solutions to make change, and some coaching and some consulting and maybe an accountability program. If someone stays accountable for something for 3 to 4 months, that's usually what it takes for it to click and become a habit. So anything's possible. By the way, when I first got scanned on the biophotonic scanner, I'll tell you what my score is, and then we're going to conclude this surprise live stream. Thanks for joining, guys. If you see this on the replay, say replay, where you're joining from, and I would love to hear your insights. Always, this is a dialogue and a conversation with you. So I was 30 years old. I looked pretty good. I was running marathons, triathlons, and swimming from Alcatraz, doing all these, adventure sports. And I was buying a supplement protocol. I'm not going to say which one it is, but it's one that most people know about. And they project and are even very arrogant about how that they're like one of the best and what the supplements do, and they're pricey. And so I got on this supplement, and I didn't know if it was working or not. I was assuming because they told me it did, right? And all this flashy marketing, which is what we see out there. A million supplements. It's an unregulated industry. They put sawdust in and crap in a lot of supplements. And how do we know? They can market it any way they wanted to. Unregulated industry. And so I found this biophotonic scanner, and I was like, ooh, what is this? I can actually know the truth. This like nutritional health lie detector test. I can know exactly the story of what's happening inside my body, if I'm protected against disease, illness, oxidative stress, or if I'm dying faster on the inside, but just still look good on the outside, right? Which is a lot of people. A lot of people, it's like the package still hasn't caught up with what's going on the inside. So they're skating by, especially guys and girls in their 20s, 30s, but it's going to catch up. By your 40s, it's going to catch up. Turning 49 this spring, no Botox, no surgery, no fillers, never have, never will. Because I know the secret of age reversal, and you got to start from the inside out. So I got scanned on the biophotonic scanner. Who wants to guess what my score was? I was shocked what my score was. Here I am running marathons, many of them, triathlons, like long course triathlons, all this stuff, looking fine at 30, but not knowing the truth. So I got scanned. My score was like a D minus. And that was a huge wake-up call for me. Whoa. And I asked, what does this mean for me? Well, if you continue this way, by the time you get to your 40s, 50s, you are really going to feel it. It's going to catch up with you. Because you are not protected against disease, illness. You don't have the antioxidant support and cellular health. Now, it's really going to catch up with you, and you're going to start aging a lot faster than you have to. And that's going to bring on all these other health ramifications for you. And I'm thinking, like, I have so much life to live. I'm just 30, top of my game in real estate, this, that, athlete. And so that was a wake-up call. I had been throwing my money in the trash with this crap, fancy marketing vitamin supplement protocol that didn't work, obviously. D minus. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to have that fate. Obviously, I want to live a vibrant life full of vitality. I know I'm going to live more than 100 for sure. So what do I do? And so I was given some solutions on how to change my protocol to an actual performance-based supplementation protocol program, guaranteed, money back guaranteed, that would raise my score, raise my antioxidant protection to an A in a few short months. Or if it didn't, I'd get scanned again and get my money back. So I thought, wow, I've never been offered anything like that before. It's just guessing and throwing money in the trash because it doesn't work and I don't know. Until now, performance-based, that actually exists, and it's the only performance-based supplement protocol out there. Because it's the only one with the scanner that can tell you exactly the health lie detector test in 30 seconds, non-invasively, what's happening on the inside. And people deserve to know. They want to know. We don't want to guess anymore. Like me in my 30s, I don't want to guess, throw money in the trash, and still not have the best health possible. That's the definition of insanity right there. So I was ready to make change. I knew it, and I did not want to have that fate of someone getting disease and illness in my 40s and 50s or looking old. I don't want wrinkles. It's another reason I come on here with no makeup. Plus, I don't like to wear makeup. This is what it looked like, and it starts from the inside out. So I had some big revelations back then, and I love this idea of an AI tool that actually will show people exactly what they'll look like, feel like, their life, everything, if they do not make changes. And it could be on the good side as well. It's like, hey, you're reversing your epigenetic age. You're actually going to look better and younger and more full of vitality as you get older. So on the protocols and the regimens and the patterns and habits that you have now of good health and exercise, supplementation, sleep, all of that, no stress, look how good you're going to look when you get to 70. Keep up the good work. Or here's some things to even increase that, enhance that. So if this tool, this is such a great tool. It needs to exist if it doesn't already. Somebody create this, and I'll help you pioneer it. Anyway, lots more to say on this topic. Thank you for joining me on this surprise live. So I had this idea yesterday, and I'm like, would that inspire the shock, wake-up call that people need to make changes in their health, so that would inspire them to actually do something different, right? To shock them that hard. So the scanner shocks people, and many people do make change, and people have turned their whole lives around. I've heard it saves, so many people have told me it saved my life, and I've heard that from many people, and I think, thank goodness, thank God, like someone got the truth about what was happening on the inside, non-invasively, in 30 seconds, and they were able to get those solutions and take them to heart, take inspired action. So if you're watching this on the replay, let me know where you're joining from. Thanks for joining. Perfect timing. They've got their chainsaw out, my neighbors. It's getting loud. Anyway, mwah, I love you. Much love to you. And tomorrow we're going to do another live stream, so stay tuned for that. Back to our live stream theme series on the power of leverage, scalability, and freedom. So that we'll do tomorrow around the same time. Meanwhile, I hope you have a beautiful Saturday wherever you are in the world. Much love, and I'll see you tomorrow.